Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Healthcare Entrepreneur Academy podcast. I'm your host, Jason Duprat, and we are back here for another Tactical Tuesday episode. So, I want to talk a little bit about what it means to be involved in a mastermind and what are the three types of masterminds that there are out there, because there are different masterminds that are set up for different reasons. And I'm actually going to an event. I got invited to an event by a guy named Anik Singhal. Take me a second to remember how to pronounce his name because it's not very common, but he's been in the online space for, I think he said 18 years, something like that, and just super experienced, incredibly well networked individual. Well, anyways, Dan Ryder, who was a previous guest I had on the show, he also did our marketing for a while, told me that Anik was running an event. And this event, he heard from his other friends, was absolutely amazing. It's free. And I'm actually going, I leave tomorrow. I fly out tomorrow to just outside of Washington, D.C., to Maryland, and super excited about it. So my friend told me about it. He's like, hey, it's invite only. You should come to this training, 3 days. It's just for people who are like you and me, who are selling educational products online. And so I was like, okay, this sounds really interesting. So did a little research, found out who Anik was, and realized that he's been in the space forever. He was showing pictures of him doing an event at a hotel, and Grant Cardone stopped in, and just like super high level guy who apparently does his masterminds a lot differently and is just sort of like way more down to earth than some of the masterminds that are out there, which is kind of like how I felt the Russell Brunson mastermind was. Like there's 3 tiers now, or I think 4 tiers. And unless you are spending, I think it's $150,000 a year. And I think he's got a $250,000 a year one now. You don't even get to meet Russell Brunson. You don't get to shake his hand or talk to him or talk business with him. So it's gotten to be like that whole Russell Brunson's so huge that it's like you don't get to talk to him, don't get to access him unless you just pay like super absurd amounts of money. That mastermind had some really good things in terms of the network and stuff that we were a part of. You know, we didn't get to meet the man, Russell Brunson, but we had a really cool sort of experience in terms of how he delivers it without himself being a part of it, really, except for the live, events. So my friend was like, yeah, this is like totally different. Like this guy's down to earth. Everybody gets to engage with him and talk to him. And he does coaching with everybody. And this event is really awesome. This is I think it's his second one or third one that he's done in this style, where it's just like a totally free event, but you have to be, it's invite only, and you have to meet a certain sales criteria in your business in order to even attend. And so I was like, well, this is pretty cool. It's like, it's kind of gated. Like you have to have other successful people at this event in order to even go. I've got no costs besides the out-of-pocket costs to like travel there. So I was like, well, it's worth it. Let's go. Now, certainly there's going to be an upsell, right? Like you don't get a 3-day event for, 100, I think there's 100 or 120 other entrepreneurs that are all like super successful in this particular online education space. You don't just get to go there and just like get free stuff. I mean, I guess you could, but there's going to be an offer, right? These are business people. They're running businesses. They're running their own training programs. They're running their own masterminds. So I know there's going to be an offer at some point during this event. Tons of value during the event, but an offer to purchase something from him. I don't even know what it is. I think it's going to be his mastermind, which I'm actually pretty curious about because he does his so much differently. He just has raving fans about the way he runs his mastermind events. And so that's kind of just what I wanted to talk about a little bit here today on this podcast, because I'm going there and I'm super excited about it. 3 days, like super exclusive event, like big time entrepreneurs are going to be there who run online education companies. And I'm just super pumped about it. So I wanted to talk about the different types of masterminds, because we're actually going to be offering a mastermind of our own as well. And I've attended, I can't really say attended because most of these are like 6 months, a year or longer sort of things. But I've been a part of multiple masterminds in the last several years. And I think that they've been a huge part of my overall success. I don't think there's been a mastermind where I haven't gotten a return on my investment. There's certain things that I would like to see different about some masterminds. I mean, there's never going to be like the perfect mastermind for everybody, right? But I want to talk about like the 3 main reasons or the three main sort of objectives of various masterminds. And the first one is experiences, right? Like my friend Travis Chappell does experience-based masterminds. It's getting a group of entrepreneurs together and they go travel to like an exotic location, do some skiing or some water activities, and they work on each other's business while they're doing like some really cool experiences. So it's got like the primary sort of function is the experience side of things. So that's like one style of mastermind. I've seen other ones where, there's like these like geared towards men and teaching men how to become like more masculine, more confident, more better leaders, I guess you could say. They're heavily based on experiences, although like it maybe have a secondary, which is the outcome, which is teaching them to be better leaders and more masculine and better men in general, I guess you could say. And some of those that I've seen, they're pretty cool. Like you do like a lot of like activities, exercises, zip lining, team building activities, confidence building activities, outdoors. It's a lot of fitness and like, outdoor manly shooting guns and, outdoor manly things in that particular one that I saw an ad for. So every mastermind has these different sort of objectives. So those are two that were like heavily focused on experiences, right? You also have some that are focused on access or networking. And the founders of these masterminds are really well connected with really influential, successful people, and they can get them to come into the mastermind and get them to come speak at the mastermind event, to come do a lesson or whatever with the attendees. And so that's another type of mastermind it's heavily focused on connecting you with other people that could maybe propel your business forward. Maybe they've got connections, maybe they've got capital, maybe they've got the business experience, maybe they've done exactly what you want to do, and it's getting access to those particular, individuals. That's another focus of masterminds. And then sort of the third focus of masterminds, I think it kind of falls into two categories. It's outcome-based, but it's in order to get that outcome, you oftentimes have to learn and implement some new information. We'll just classify it as an outcome-based mastermind. And that could be something like joining a mastermind to learn how to become one of the top 5% of YouTubers, for example, get 300,000 plus subscribers and monetize your YouTube channel. That could be like the outcome of a particular mastermind. And they get in a bunch of YouTubers, maybe some who aren't reaching the levels of success that they want to reach, some who are close, some, pretty far away, and they bring them all together and, they bring the resources. Maybe the person leading the mastermind has that exact experience doing that particular thing. Maybe they've created a YouTube channel that's got 500,000 subscribers and has been monetized. And then they bring everybody in and they help them achieve that particular outcome. That's like the third type of mastermind. When it comes to mastermind, you kind of have to assess whether the mastermind opportunity is in alignment with what it is that you're looking to achieve or acquire or experience, right? So maybe this particular year, you're looking to get access and network with some really influential people, and you find this mastermind that's exactly what you're looking to do and has the people in it that you're looking to connect with, then that might be the opportunity for you for that particular year. Maybe that this year you're looking for a very specific outcome. For example, we're going to be having a mastermind that we're going to be announcing towards the middle of the year. It'll be our first one ever, but this mastermind is going to be primarily focused on outcomes, right? So it's going to be focused on helping clinic owners who maybe started a clinic, who maybe didn't reach the level of clinic success that they were hoping to reach. Maybe they want to have a clinic that's doing $125,000 a month, but they're stuck at the $30,000 a month level, or maybe they're stuck at the $20,000 a month level, or maybe whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. But maybe they're trying to scale their clinic up to something bigger, something that will allow them to maybe transition full-time, or maybe it will help them increase their salary or treat and care for more patients. Whatever the goal is, whatever the outcome is that they're looking for, that's kind of like what we're doing with our mastermind. Very, very outcome focused, very focused on helping walk through all the steps necessary to grow a clinic to a level that's above average. That's the main outcome that we're looking to accomplish with our mastermind. We've already got some really cool ways that we're going to be doing that. I'm not going to reveal my secrets yet, but we do have some really cool ideas in terms of how to structure that and the done with you aspect of it, how we help you do that, or how we help clinic owners do that. So it's going to be super exciting. I'm really pumped about it. Just wanted to get your sort of wheels spinning as it relates to masterminds. I just have found them so valuable. And if you haven't listened to Napoleon Hill talk about masterminds, he's a guy, he passed away years ago. He was doing a lot of stuff in the 1930s, around that time frame. I haven't really like studied his life history, but I know that he spent a lot of time with Andrew Carnegie and a bunch of other really successful, influential people of his time. He talks about masterminds and how they're so incredibly powerful, because when you get a room full of people who are all on the same wavelength, who have the same sort of energy vibes, have the same or similar goals, for example, scaling your medical practice or your nursing practice, the level of success that happens when a group of people like that get together in a room together a few times a year, or every month or whatever it is. Ours we're planning to do virtually plus in person a couple times. The amount of gains that happen and the amount of sort of intelligence that is gathered all in one room with everybody collaborating, like you can accomplish so much more in that particular scenario and environment than you can by yourself.